Hi, I'm Lam. Welcome back to Keeping Up with the Queen. Today we are testing out the Fenty Beauty Pro Filt'R Hydrating Foundation and the Pro Filt'R Hydrating Primer. Interested? Let's go. I recently received this sample from Sephora which has Fenty Beauty's Filt'R 101 sample set. So it has the Pro Filt'R Soft Matte System with a few shades from the foundation range and the soft matte primer. I also have the hydrating system with the hydrating primer and the foundation. So I thought maybe I would do a little series. First of all, today I'm going to test out the hydrating system. Next time I'm going to test out the soft matte system. And then I will do a battle between the two systems. We'll put them side by side and see which one works better from my combination skin. First, let's do some information about the products in this hydrating base system, and then we're going to apply it onto my face. This Pro Filt'R hydrating system is for normal to dry skin, instant hydration, comfortable medium to full coverage, the perfect natural finish on lock. I did try the hydrating foundation when it first came out together with that crazy 1000 other foundations from different brands, and I remember I was happy with it, but it didn't really stand out enough for me to purchase it. So I moved on to try out the next sample, and it's been a while since it came out, so I thought maybe I give it a try again. And now that I have the whole range of their foundation, I thought it might be a good idea to do it again. So let's get on to Sephora website and we'll read a little bit about the foundation and the primer. Let's do the primer first. So this is the Pro Filt'R Hydrating Primer. It's retailing for $32 US with 1 ounce of products, which is 30 milliliter, and it also has a mini size with half the amount of product and $16. So it's exactly half the price. So that's nice. You can try out the mini size first before you decide to move on and really commit to a primer, because that's a lot of primer to use up. It's a lightweight hydrating makeup primer for normal to dry skin that nurtures and keeps skin comfortable all day. Extend foundation wear. Grapeseed oil and sodium hyaluronate, which means hydration. It's cruelty-free. The ingredient seems like pretty standard for a primer. I'm not an ingredient expert, so I'm not gonna get into that topic too much. Let's see a little bit about the foundation. So this is called the Pro Filt'R Hydrating Longwear Foundation. It retails for $35 US and it comes with 1.08 ounce, which is 32 milliliters, so it's 2 milliliter more than a standard foundation. And the thing is that it comes in 50 shades. 3.6 stars review out of 5 in Sephora, so that's okay. That's not the best rating I've seen. It's a hydrating natural finish foundation that delivers comfortable long wear in medium to full coverage, perfect for normal to dry skin. It also has grapeseed oil in it, and it's also cruelty-free. There is fragrance perfume in it, but it's like pretty low, so it's probably a pretty small amount, but I thought it might be important. Like a squeezy tube, and then it does have a pump at the end. So I do like this kind of packaging because it works kind of like a vacuum kind of a system, so you really will pump out everything in here instead of in like a glass packaging where you really will waste a little bit of the product. That's all the information about these products within the hydrating base system from Fenty Beauty. Now let's move on to the application part where we can finish this face. Welcome! Very close. So my face, I don't have any makeup on besides the brows and a little bit of liner. I did have skincare on though. So I thought for this whole Fenty Beauty series, for the 3 videos I want to do, I'm gonna keep the same kind of a skincare routine so that I can give the products the best shot. So I'm using first of all, the CEO Vitamin C Rich Hydration Cream from Sunday Riley. I've been testing this out. It's a pretty heavy moisturizing kind of a cream, and I've been loving it so far. It really provides a lot of hydration. And then I used the Supergoop Play Everyday Lotion with Sunflower Extract SPF 50. This is also a very hydrating sunscreen. I think I'm going to go with the shade 210. Although I think this shade might be a little bit better for me, the shade 300 that they give me, but I'm gonna save this shade 300 to do the side-by-side comparison. I'm gonna use these two shades for the system review, and then I'm gonna use these two shades for the side-by-side foundation review. First of all, let me apply the primer. It smells actually pretty nice. I like the smell. It definitely has perfume in it, but it smells very refreshing and like luxurious in a way. And I'm going to just apply it on this side of my face so we can see how the foundation hold up with or without the primer. Seems like a very creamy texture. Apply it a little bit there, a little bit there. Do you see the glow it's giving me already? It doesn't feel silicone-y like most primers do. It feels very hydrating. It almost feels like a moisturizer, but I do feel a little bit of a slippery feel to it. Okay, so at first it was very dewy, but right now you can see it actually calmed down a little bit of a glow. So this side is like, you can see my pores a little more because it's so glowy with all the skincare and sunscreen. But on this side it's a little smoothed out. Right, so this is how the foundation in the shade 210 look like, and I'm of course gonna apply it with the beauty blender. This is not a beauty blender, this is the Real Technique foundation sponge, which is my favorite tool to apply foundations. And let's apply the side with no primer first. Definitely a little light. I definitely think on my no primer side, it right now feels more like a light coverage than a medium coverage, but I think because I use the sponge, so it does soak up a little bit of product, which I like anyway. I don't like a heavy layer. I try to build it up a little bit here because I do have a blemish. So let me add a little bit here to see how beautiful it is. Okay, so I would say built up a little tiny bit, but I wouldn't say this foundation is super buildable. Definitely even out the redness. You can see on my nose, on this side it's a little red, and on this side it's very even. And it does look very glowy and healthy, but not in a bad way, not in a very oily kind of a look. So let's do it on this side to see if it's any better. This is the foundation on without primer. With primer, you see smoother, a little bit less dewy, a little bit more even, a little bit more flawless. Overall, I would say it's not the most natural looking foundation, which is not claimed to do. I'm just stating the fact. It does look like I'm wearing some kind of a base makeup, but it looks very natural still. It doesn't look thick or it doesn't look fake. It just looks like I'm wearing something. I'm gonna go ahead and put on the Born This Way translucent powder from Too Faced just on my T-zone, just to set the foundation, because I feel like I need to set this. It's gonna get pretty oily without setting because it's a little bit glowy already. And I'll be back and tell you how it feels. This is the final look. So I did use the Born This Way powder on my T-zone, and I didn't set anywhere else, and I did use a little bit of bronzer. Powder go on really nicely, and also I have to say that I didn't use a lot of powder at all. Powder bronzer went on very nicely even though I didn't set it. The side with the hydrating primer is a little bit better overall. Everything looks a little more blended and evened out and a little bit less textured. It does look like I'm wearing something, and it does show a little bit of a peeling on my nose, but that's pretty standard for any medium to medium full coverage foundation on me anyway. So far I like it. I don't love it. It feels and looks hydrating, which is one of the claims that they make. There's medium coverage, which is one of the other claims. And the primer does smooth things out a little bit better. Right now, it is currently almost 11 a.m. I'm gonna try to wear this as long as I can today, and at the end of the day I'm going to come back and tell you my final thoughts about it and show you how it looks and how it works after a long day of wearing. Right now it's about 5 p.m. in the afternoon, and that means I have been wearing the foundation and the primer for almost 6 hours. Both sides are very comparable, but I think you can clearly see that this side is the side with the primer on because it just looks a little bit smoother. This side's a little more shiny, so it shows a little bit more texture. The little dryness on my nose is gone. Actually, I prefer how the foundation look right now more than when I first applied it. My forehead look about the same, just a little bit more shiny on this side without the primer. I don't see any creasing on my smile line, which is great. Pro Filt'R Longwear Hydrating Foundation. I do like it. I think it is pretty long wear for being hydrating as it is. And actually this shade worked out really well for me, even though I thought it was a little light at the beginning. And it does cover well, it does look hydrating, it does wear well throughout the day with or without the primer. It does hold the coverage, it doesn't break apart weird, it doesn't crease, it doesn't bunch up around the area like my nose or my lips or my forehead. For the primer, I do think it's very nice. First of all, it smells really refreshing and new. It's not a typical scent at all, and it's not overpowering. And the scent, I would say, for both the primer and the foundation, you can't detect any scent after a minute when you apply it on your face. It does feel very nice and hydrating. It's not sticky at all. It doesn't feel slippery, and it doesn't feel silicone-y by any means, just a slight bit, very tiny bit. But mostly it feels like a very nice gel moisturizer, but not really. It's a little thicker, and it does hold on to the foundation and makes it last a little bit longer and looks a little bit better throughout the day. The foundation and the primer are good for all skin type, I think, but probably normal to dry skin will enjoy them the most. I have to try out the matte system from Fenty Beauty to tell you my final thoughts. But for now, I really enjoy this combination, and I would recommend these two products for you. I probably wouldn't pick up the foundation, but I might pick up the primer because it does feel very, very nice. Please leave me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on future videos, and leave me a comment down below. What do you think about this foundation and this primer? Do you prefer the matte system from Fenty Beauty more, or you prefer the hydrating system more? Let me know in the comment section down below. And with that said, I hope you have a great day. I will let you go. And remember, don't flop.